should present the demo. So this is a tryout that I'm doing, a very raw stage of trying to compose with interactive systems without using any MIDI controllers. That means using the computer and instruments that they communicate between each other and influence each other. Maybe I play this version. I'm supposed to play two versions, but we'll see the other version is really super hectic and makes a lot of horrible feedbacks, but we will try it later. So I built some kind of pitch. It's very elastic right now. There is a software called Microsoft, and it's a microphone to control some process here. It's very low tech. There is no advanced control. I will just play a little bit with this system.
You do it in perspective of anything, of peace or like peace?
Sorry again?
Have you been doing it in perspective of anything, like what's your aim?
Like context to other pieces, or
yeah, like what would you like to use this
yes,
material for
and this piece is supposed to be, this idea is supposed to be performed in months and a half with another performer, a singer. So this is really like kind of a test for me to check potentials and possibilities and limitations of a system. And the idea at the end, I will improvise right now, but the idea is to structure it in a way that it will happen.
Can you explain later what you expect, what worked and what did not work, and why?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be really Are we recording this or not?
Yes.
On audio?
Yeah. Because you're performing yourself, right?
Yeah, well, the piece will be performed again
No, but this
I'm performing.
Yeah, so that maybe you don't have the distance. To
Yeah.
choose it.
Yeah. create the
And
oscillation.
What did you do in the microphone?
Well,
Like just or something?
yeah,
Without what did you do? You let us hear live.
I try, the idea is to create a system that you connect amplitude of the microphone or frequency analysis to certain parameters in the system so they could balance it. This movement that I did changing that I want to cancel again. It should be a balanced system.
What did you put in? Let us hear.
Well, it's a feedback. There is a feedback happening there.
What did you do? You did
Yeah.
What did you do? Let us hear.
I encourage certain feedbacks.
Yeah. How?
By
Just breathing?
well, it's creating it's changing the oscillator, but closing it encourage certain pitches.
Or did you produce a sound?
No. I was just encouraging feedbacks.
That's the same thing when you put the hand in front of the microphone, you create feedback.
Yeah, you encourage certain frequencies.
Yeah, okay, but I don't understand this, so you explain it. Or if everybody else understands, it's okay.
So you actually don't need to see it.
No, the idea is the other patch, it's not so low. It's not working so good. It should have a possibility to switch between these feedback events, that if you produce sound, a different kind of tone, then it's changed totally the behavior of the system. So then you can switch between a text or a voice to this feedback continuous sound.
You use your mouth as a space.
Right now, yeah. But I want to add also vocal,
So if you,
yeah.
that creates enormous difference in
Yes.
sound.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
There is a piece of Robert Ashley Wolfman
Yeah.
from 68 or something that he used this, but it's quite old school. It's super gain system, and he just open and change his mouth in creating different feedbacks.
So the acoustics of your mouth is used.
Mm-hmm.
So with your hands you would also...
Yeah, I could do this with my hand. But it's more performance.
Yeah, of course.
It's a mouth.
The technique of this, how does this happen? Why does this happen? Why do the pitches appear?
That's a good question.
It's according to how big is the opening of your mouth?
Yes.
Different pitches.
Well, in this case would be, I think, the same as playing with the distance from a microphone to a loudspeaker. You know
yeah,
that
it's-
effect? And according to the distance you create a different feedback, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very similar idea, or technique, or phenomenon. Electroacoustic.
But where, I mean, sound goes into your mouth. It comes from the speaker.
Yeah.
But and then you point it to the microphone. So it's through you are a medium.
You're
I'm a resonance. I'm amplifying this.
amplifier.
And a filter. And a filter.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you change this, it changes the sound.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the idea is how to take this relationship, is what I did, and structure it into something that I could give to a performer to perform. Because usually this is the case with this kind of electronic music that you're improvising always on stage.
Yeah.
And I want to try to...
Because sometimes you are blown,
Yeah.
so then you add some.
Then I add sound, but it's also because the gain is very high with the blowing. It's really like distorting. The amplitude is connected to the oscillator, so it also creates this.
And he's not using the sound, he's using the only sound parameter of the sound. So only the sound pressure in the microphone. He could have been making any sound. Is it more about the intensity of the sound?
But it's also sound.
Yeah, no.
You don't hear
The
it.
sound becomes numbers that feeds into
The
others.
sound?
In the other patch, it's more like this. When you're doing this, it takes only, you don't hear it. So it takes it as information for the system to create.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but the sound is a controller rather than the
Yes, exactly. The sound is an interface to control
Yeah.
yeah.
But how does that work?
The sound is not processed, it's analyzed. That's the makes sense.
What, is the pitches of the sound?
The
Yeah.
intensity.
Well, here, right now it's the gain,
The volume.
the volume of
The
it.
intensity.
The volume.
Yeah. The amount of sound pressure touching the microphone.
So it could be any sound.
Could be
It
any
doesn't
sound.
have to be blown.
No.
But when he does with the mouth open, then he creates a filter where this feedback is interacting with the space of his mouth.
But if you would sing a Mozart aria, it wouldn't change that much, in principle.
No.
But if it's a classical singer, yes.
Depends how good they are. Yeah.
The rhythmic layer that you using, that it was there since the beginning, is this controlled or is this is it improvised as well, or is it a pre-layer that you are
It's
moving
right
from?
now it's pre-learned.
And what is the compositional idea to use that?
The idea at the basic was not using this, but I wanted most of the information to come triggered by the singer. So no background rhythmical thing. What happened, I was working on this for the research, and I had an accident with my patch. Now that I saved it and I reloaded it, and some of the
Patch
no, the patch was okay, but some part of it didn't load, and it caused this kind of static sound to happen, and I thought it's very performative, this rhythmical aspect. So I chose to use it, but I'm not sure if I continue using it for the piece for the singer. Well, it's very nice to have this rhythm.
Okay.
I think it's very
Pleasurable.
it's pleasurable. I like it.
Sensory taste, thank you.
Yes.
And you,
Now, when you say, okay, the performer acts as a filter for the noise that is already in the room, or the sound that's already in the room, could you then use only the room sound to start your whole performance? Or
Yeah.
do you need the initial input?
In this case, I don't need, but intentionally I want to have the performer to start the system.
Yeah, but or maybe only so the performer only acts as a filter for the room sound, so that the whole process starts itself. That there is no initial input, also not from the performer. Is that possible?
That's
Compared to a modeling.
That's what happened. Well, I could perform this also with just controlling the gain of the microphone. You know,
Okay.
I don't need or a filter. I don't need actually a performer.
So why are you using it before?
Because I'm trying to research the connection between performance and electronic music. How it could be done. Interesting. Or live way, that's something that bothers me a lot.
What would be for you the most perfect performance?
Well, for example, the idea started from I wanted the performer to come and create this bird sound from a feedback system, but I couldn't make it from a feedback system. But that was the main beginning. To have someone coming and open his mouth without the sound and creating this bird-like sound. And I didn't succeed doing that. So you start with oscillators and start with bird.
Ivan, can you arrange the work?
so the performer will
Really
have
follow
some
as a
instructions.
bird.
There is a piece of a composer called Discipio that works kind of this ecosystem, a trumpet and a feedback system, and with the trumpet he changed the tone, because the trumpet is like a mouth, if you press the valve, and it's really nicely, interesting composed, but more about how many events happening and stuff like this, but I think, well, with this piece it seems like it's possible to compose it.
So how many layers do you definitely want to have? Because you have a layer now obviously in the computer,
Mhm.
you have a layer of the control, you have the rhythm, the shooter,
Mhm.
and then you have the layer of inputting sound as controller for the touch. These are, what would you like the final piece to be? Why?
I don't-
These layers.
What do you?
Because I think each element is very nice on its own.
Mhm.
So I, as an audience, I would like to perceive the direct relationships between what we're doing and what comes out.
Mhm.
And now it was so much together
Yeah.
in my conception.
Mhm.
I just think it's very powerful. It's very clean and it's very clean mechanism.
Yeah. I think I agree. I don't think it needs to be very. If only at the beginning it's very clear, because you don't want to make it very dry or very. You want to make it tasteful in a sense.
It no longer means what it used to mean anymore.
Yeah.
I have a question. So you use a microphone, but you could also blow against the MIDI control.
A sensor.
Yeah, blow against the sensor, or well, for using the mouth as filter for the frequencies, that would be different. But it also sounds like you're just triggering a sample.
Yeah.
But it's not a sample, right? Inside it's just
No, sample.
Okay,
It's only
okay.
an oscillator. It's
Yeah,
not
modulator.
it's self-oscillating. No, I think this it's no the microphone also at the beginning I opened it a little bit. You have the reverb of the room with the sound of the sweepy stuff. So I think it's important more than a MIDI control.
and you need to be close to the microphone.
I sometimes went back and made like a small sounds from far, and it's changing the behavior, the intensity of the volume. So you can play with distance.
You could put the microphone in the corner of the room and do the same thing.
I don't think so.
No?
No, not the same.
No.
Another.
Another thing.
But it would work.
Something would be.
Something. Yeah.
The speakers, where people wanted to be realistic.
I like this.
So like the room space. So
Yeah.
Does the patch have some specialization?
And just a minor change between and the I put it's really very just in one speaker. It only, I thought it's nice to put just leave it in one place. Yeah.
But there is a theatrical aspect. Like idealistically, there is what a performer on stage, right?
Yeah.
With the microphone.
Yeah. There is a.
But what we hear does not come from the performer.
Yeah.
It comes from space.
Mhm.
So what does it mean? Why doesn't it come from the performer?
Well, the
Why does
performer,
not something come from the
performer is the space of a performer also.
The performer is the space.
It's part of the
But
space.
yeah,
It's part of the.
but it's
system.
also
It-
like
it's
when we
a
look,
space.
when we look at the stage, right? There's the audience here, there's the stage, and there's one person on the stage. It means something. So he does something with the microphone, and then the space changes, the sound of the space.
That was my question about having a performer or not, because if you can do the same by working the game, then why would you need a performer with a microphone, you know? You could just leave the microphone.
It's a theatrical
and
question.
be creative.
It's a
Yes,
theatrical
exactly.
question. Not the sound pressure.
Yeah. Well, it's a. But you know the answer.
Why?
But it's clear you have a performative action on the stage. This is super important.
Yeah, but how do you work that? That's the question.
How do you
see
use?
it?
How do I use it? Or?
Yeah, because as far as I understood, by the way you said, you can do the same by working the game of it. So you can be hidden.
Kind of.
Actually, the person with the microphone can be hidden as well. And you can have like a video or nothing or a vase of flowers or whatever on stage. But there is a theatrical thing of the person on stage with the microphone working on it and a sound coming, which is actually the space. So like there is a visual and a dramatic arch that can be built, theatrical dramatic, that can be built out of the fact that you were performing it here in front of us.
Yes.
So how do you work that? How do you think that?
How could I use it? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, or if you want to go against it.
Yes.
To go against it. Because
Well,
those laws, theater laws,
Yeah.
they are there.
Yeah.
You have to deal
No,
with
but
it.
that's your question, no, it's a taking a performance into.
I wonder if.
No, but you said you put there is a performance
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and it's a performance. So how do you dramatize it, or how do you shape it to me?
how are you thinking of that?
Yeah. I don't know. In this Robert Ashley example, for example, he used like a rock star kind of style. He came on stage with like sunglasses and a huge like microphone style, Elvis style or something. So he made it like a, but I don't know.
Because there is something, you know, like again, you can be hidden, and
Yeah.
then we would have a different dramatic line of the piece.
But why is like but every musical piece could be hidden. Like what's the difference
No,
between
no, it would have a completely different view. We could have an orchestra playing live, and you could have it playing by loudspeaker.
Yeah, but orchestra is not playing music. Like what is the difference between this piece or any other piece that someone is performing on
I'm
stage?
asking how do you think of that? If you thought of that, and if you are going to think about that.
I'm not
You
gonna
know,
think.
that's a
I'm not
reality
gonna
from the
think
audience.
about it too much.
He's saying you should better think about it a lot.
Yes. That's the thing.
I think I'm not gonna think about it too
Okay.
much.
But you are
She
aware
asked, do you need a singer? And it's not just someone who's a trained singer, but who's a performer to sing, you know?
Well, this is the question. If this is enough for a piece, do I need a singer? Because I plan to add vocal that use like vocal and like to add another layer. Or maybe it's not necessary. And if so, I would need a vocalist, and if not, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but
I need a
it's
performer.
a theatrical decision, that's what we try to do.
It's,
It's when the singer
No,
comes
now-
up and before the microphone, there is a person there,
Yeah.
persona sitting there. And you have to deal with it, I think.
At least be aware of it. You
Yeah.
can say yes or no, but
Uh-huh.
you have to be aware of your decision and the consequence of it for the way that the audience will see it.
But I also still don't understand why, like, we didn't question the performance before, for example. I don't understand that. What's the difference between him?
He's a performer there.
Yeah, okay, but what's the problem with it? Like that's.
No, not a problem. It's just being aware of it.
But that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a performer. Like that's what he's doing.
It's a theatrical layer, yes.
But no, it's just playing music live. You want to be on stage.
Playing music live.
Playing music live is
Yes.
Okay,
But
But I can't-
I understood that this was one of the key questions that you presented of performing in electronic music, when you could do things without the performance, and it would be the same sonar-wise.
But it's not really. 'Cause
No, in the sense that